A very good morning. If you've just joined us, welcome to the program. I'm Trusenz, of course, taking you through the program between 9 and 12. Welcome to the Moment of Truth. If you're new to the program as well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We usually say we know you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. And for that, we're eternally grateful. Thank you. Hey, let's check out what's going on in current affairs. Seems like a lot is happening in and around our continent, our country, and let's have a look. The government says it's unclear when a team of experts is deployed to Tanzania will return with the fugitive Thabo Bester and his partner Nandipa Magudamana, who were arrested in that country last week, Friday. A multidisciplinary team from South Africa, which comprises of international law experts and other legal expertise from the Department of Correctional Services and the National Prosecuting Authority, arrived in Tanzania on Monday and are meeting with the authorities to discuss what would be the best legal mechanism to apply to have the duo back to the SA country. As we understand it, the individuals may have violated laws in Tanzania by entering the country illegally, and immigration laws of Tanzania may be applicable. Therefore, the team will have to work with Tanzanian authorities to process such a violation through the applicable laws, said Justice of Correctional Services spokesperson Crispin Piri. Loosely put, deportation is defined as the expulsion of a person or group of people from a place or country. This engagement will look at the questions like how long it may take and, if any, what is required to ensure the process is seamless. Meanwhile, a 39-year-old G4S employee and a 65-year-old man believed to be Magudamana's father, Zolegile Segeleni, are expected to appear before the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court on Tuesday in connection with Bester's escape from Mangaung Free State Correctional Facility. People over 60 and people over 60 years old make up 9% of South Africa's population, or 5 million people yet. Yet their needs are almost overlooked in media reports about service delivery, the quality of life. Chabalira Lepageng asked people from Soweto what they thought. In a terrible indictment, many felt that they had lived better lives since under the apartheid era. They tell a story of a dream denied. First, an old lady at a taxi rank in the Johannesburg CBD opened up to her. She said that she struggled to buy all the groceries because of her SASSA older grant pension is not enough. It was dangerous for a woman of her age to be in town because of crime, but some of the shops are cheaper. Everything is high priced, food, water, and oil. Stressing us more is electricity. We throw away our little food. We fight hunger every day because our food gets rotten. It's stressful to see your expensive food going to the rubbish. That's why our senior citizens become loan shark victims. Some of us have our SASSA cards taken by them, and because we can't pay back their money. Sometimes I can't cook because there's no electricity and I can't afford paraffin. On some days I sleep in the dark because I can't even afford to buy 5 rand a candle. Back then, there was discipline in the municipalities' offices. The government was managing the system very well. And in the old days, if you didn't do your job properly, you had to account for poor management. If you were an old man or an old lady, you were serviced first and went home. Today, old people stand in line till their knees fall out or are about to burst. Oh, man, this is sad. This is really sad. And it's a state of affairs that people are speaking to about actually as a status quo. This is what is happening now. India goes on a 2-day mock drill as COVID-19 cases and deaths rise, and more from around the world. A woman covers her face with a cloth as she passes through a crowded street amidst the spike in COVID-19 cases in Chennai, India. 11 April 2023, India reported 5,676 new coronavirus cases and 21 deaths in the last 24 hours. According to the Union Health Ministry date, Data released yesterday a 2-day nationwide mock drill to assess the preparedness of hospitals is taking place in both the public and private sector facilities amid rising COVID-19 cases. Commuters wear face masks while riding a scooter amid the spike of the COVID-19 cases. A dog passed in front of a COVID-19 themed mural amidst a spike of the COVID-19 cases. And it was even seen that the mural itself was wearing a mask. Now, what do you ask yourself? Do we need this through everything else that we're going through? Do you think we can afford another global sweep of this pandemic? I do not think so. 26 minutes after 9 as we continue. Applying Rhodes' racial capitalism to post-1994 South Africa obfuscates the entire matter of what former President Thabo Mbeki called the black bourgeoisie, whose creation, consolidation, and expansion has been one of only success of the democratic era. Now, Rhodes was a ruthless racist, but it is far too easy to attribute the racism saturated into today's South Africa to him. As Phyllis seeks to do, Rhodes indeed took measures to provide the capitalism he was eager to bring to South Africa with working class, without whom there can be no capitalism. The racism inherent in these measures also ensured that the forcibly created African working class simultaneously provided and desired inhumanely cheap, plentiful, and undemanding labor. The capitalism Rhodes birthed in the late 19th century is alive and well in South Africa of 2023, but it is the racial capitalism. But is it the racial capitalism Phyllis said it is? I think not. Now, this is where the discussion comes in. The original concept begins with the discovery of diamonds in 1867 and gold in 1886. And what were then the Boer republics of the Orange Free State and the Transvaal, respectively, and concludes with apartheid's consolidation of the custom, laws, and comprehensive state machinery reproducing white supremacy. Built on the racialized legitimization of super exploitation of African labor, racialism or racial capitalism offers a gold standard 2-word analysis and description of how the use of race, prescribing access to the class privileges of capitalism, came to shape with all the aspects South African has come to get used to for more than a century. Much of the media has been dominated by events surrounding the escape of convicted rapist and murderer Thabo Bester from Mangaung Prison, maximum security prison, and the alleged complicity of Dr. Nandi Pamakudumana, who is apparently his lover, in his escape, as well as in various business ventures, some allegedly conducted from within the prison. I do not usually engage with escapes from criminal activity, but the events surrounding this case have presented potential dangers to the public without any warning issued authorities to alert them to escape, and the dangers that such a criminal being at large potentially presented, especially to women. It's also been said that it is clearly scandalous that an escape that like this is only publicly acknowledged some 10 months later after it has happened, and that the private security company G4S, contracted by the DCS to run the Mangaung prison, continue to deny the truth of an escape having happened up to last week. They have not, to my knowledge, acknowledged that it did.
We are extraterrestrial. We are KNR. We are extraterrestrial. We are KNR.